part2 presents.
Welcome to part 2 of Tektite's worst game endings. Remember the ground rules. The game has to have had a story to begin with, and second, the game has to be 5 years old or more to avoid complaints from the spoiler police. I'm Steve for Tektite's Top 10 Worst Game Endings, Part 2.
Number 5.
In the early years of CD games, a little company called Trilobyte made The Seventh Guest, a haunted house game which was pretty revolutionary at the time. A sequel was inevitable, though man was it awful. Everything Seventh Guest did right, the 11th Hour did wrong. The puzzles were boring, the story was boring, and the ending, awful. The story has your girlfriend stuck in a haunted house, and supposedly you have to save her, but you can't.
Morales was researching a story about the famed haunted house in the small town of Harley-on-Hudson, the abandoned mansion of Henry Stauff.
The good news is that this is a game with multiple endings. The bad news is that all 3 game endings are horrible.
What'll it be, sport? Choice is yours.
You're given a choice of 3 people to save from the haunted house. Choose your girlfriend, and you die. Choose girl number 2, and you escape the haunted house, though without your girlfriend, only to see your girlfriend die as the haunted house catches fire. Choose girl number 3, and you find out she's a ghost, and you're stuck in the house forever. Good grief. Some games have bad endings. This game had 3 bad endings.
Number 4.
Gamers loved Quest for Glory 1. It was a role-playing game with awesome music, an excellent storyline, and a great ending. Then Quest for Glory 2 came out, which was even better. Yet when Quest for Glory 3 came out, all that changed. Not only was this game bad, its story actually ruined both prior games. By the end of the game, you find out that every single act of heroism from the first 2 games never happened. The bad guys got away, your friends are still in trouble, and by the end of the game, the hero is under an evil spell by the villains. The end. Not only was this a bad game ending, it ruined the whole game series. Think about it. Why play the first 2 games if by game number 3, everything done in those games doesn't matter? Why play the next 2 games when Quest for Glory 3 was so bad it gave you no incentive to keep playing the games at all? While there have been many game endings through the years that were bad, few are so bad that they ruin the whole game series, making Quest for Glory 3 a very unfond memory.
Number 3.
그런
I don't understand.
In Clandestiny, you play a guy who just inherited a castle. He goes there with his girlfriend, who of course quickly gets kidnapped by a dragon. Okay, so it's up to you to remove the curse and defeat the dragon, right? Well, not exactly. You see, in the ending to Clandestiny, it's important for the game to remind you over and over again that your character is a total loser. You might think that the hero defeats the dragon and lives happily in his new castle, right? Wrong. The castle explodes. Oh well, at least he still has his girlfriend, right? Wrong. Just before this battle, he proposed to her, and she says no. And I mean no.
Will you marry me?
No! Not just no, but hell no!
So, let's make a checklist of things needed if you want a horribly written game ending. Make the villain look like Jar Jar Binks. Check. Make the hero's castle explode. Check. Make your girlfriend hate you. Check. Make the gamer wonder why they ever played the game at all. Check. This was one of the very last games the Trilobyte Game Company ever made. And with reason.
Number 2.
Artist H.R. Giger has created some really scary creatures through the years that have been used in many horror movies. Though he needed some help to make a game as scary as Darkseid 2. And by scary, I mean it's scary how bad it was. Your character has been framed for a murder, and you have to find the real killer. You soon discover the killer is an alien from an evil alien world that looks like a black and white nightmare. So, good. You find the real killer and you clear your name, right? Wrong. You're his next victim. Great. The police storm your house and they think you're the real killer and you killed yourself. At the same time, the killer runs away laughing. True, this game was meant to be scary, and yet the scariest part of this game was how even a game ending this bad is only the second worst game ending ever. Now, that's scary.
See you around, pal.
Okay, let's have a quick rundown before we get to number 1. Number 10, the first bad game ending. Number 9, the open ending. Number 8, stabbing your head with a rock. Number 7, Unlucky 13. Number 6, huh? Number 5, multiple bad endings. Number 4, ruining the whole game series. Number 3, the loser. And number 2, framed for murder.
It's number 1.
Let's be honest. This game was just bad. For one thing, it was easily finished in a day. Then there's the ending. In Phantasmagoria, a young housewife moves into a house that used to be owned by an evil wizard. She opens up a box she wasn't supposed to and winds up cursing her husband with an evil demon. So, does she try to save her husband? No, she kills him. The idea is that she needs to kill her husband to save her own life. But here's the problem with that. The demon then comes after her, and she easily defeats the demon with a magic spell. So, why did she kill her husband if she could easily defeat the demon with a magic spell? Why didn't she use the magic spell on the demon while her husband was alive, and then her husband would be safe? So ends Phantasmagoria, as Adrian, the lonely killer, walks out of her now wrecked house alone and with no husband. Gamers not only hated this ending, many were baffled. How could Roberta Williams, the game designer of around a dozen video game hits through the years, come up with such an awful game ending? Some people even played the game over and over again, searching for a possible good ending that they missed. Nope. Even the official strategy guide for this game explains the ending this way. Sometime life's a bummer, isn't it? I guess so. It's game choices like these that led to a sad downward spiral of everything Sierra. First they get sold to a software company few gamers ever heard of, and soon after that, their original game studios closes its doors forever, while Roberta Williams seemingly went into early retirement. Bummer.